How do I get listed on Google Maps? Now, that's a very common question that I get asked. Now, a lot of people have heard of Google Maps, but some people haven't. So let me just quickly show you what Google Maps is. Because in this video, I'm going to show you what Google Maps is. I'm going to show you what are the essential things that you need to do to get your business listed on Google Maps and why you need to be on Google Maps. And then I'm going to give you some golden tips. And these are tips whereby they're the easiest wins, easiest way of getting more leads, more sales from Google Maps, but people are just not doing these things. They're so simple steps that you can take. So do watch to the end, because I'm going to be giving you all the way in this one quick tutorial on how to get listed on Google Maps. So for those of you who might not be familiar with Google Maps, if you're a local business and you do local searches, for example, window companies, right? I've typed in window companies, London. Then what you do is you see this section here. This section here, it's got a map on it and it's got up to 3 listings in here. Listing 1, listing 2, listing 3. Now, this is where 60% of your traffic can come from if you're listed in there. But getting into the top 3 is what you need to do, because there's no 4th listing here. To get to the 4th listing, you have to click on more businesses, and less than 20% of people will go and click on more businesses. So 80% of people will click on one of these, and people can call you directly from here. So whether you're a company that does double glazing, or whether you're a tire fitting company, or whether you sell solar panels, or whether you're a plumber, you're just a local company. So you want to target people typically within about a 10-mile radius. Then it's absolutely imperative that you make every effort possible to get listed into Google Maps, because it's free, right? It's free. All you got to do is just spend a bit of time looking after it, and then Google will do all the rest for you. So now let me show you how you can get listed in Google Maps, and what are the things that you need to do to not only get listed in Google Maps, but to get at the top of the Google Maps, so within the top 3, so-called the local 3-pack. Okay, but I didn't want to get too technical. So now, first thing you need to do, you need to check whether if your business is already into Google Maps. And the way you do that is simply go to Google and you type in the name of your business, right? So for example, over here, I've typed in the name of a fictitious business that we have called Easy Glazing Midlands, and you can see Easy Glazing Midlands is here. So that means this business is listed in Google Maps. And then you've also got an option to click on the edit over here. So what you can do, you can click on edit your business information, which will allow you to edit the information. But I don't want you to click on that at this point in time. What I do want you to do is to go to business.google.com. So that's where you can start editing your profile. And what you'll do is that you end up with these options over here. And these are some of the essential things that you must go through to make sure that your business has got every chance possible to get listed at the top of the Google page. And then remember, do keep watching. At the end, I'm going to give you some real golden tips whereby it's so easy to accelerate how quickly your business gets listed in Google as compared to your competitors. Okay, so do keep watching. And at the same time, if you do want to know more strategies about how you can get your business into Google or Google Maps, subscribe to this channel, because that's what I do. I release weekly videos on helping businesses just like yours to get them listed at the top of the Google page, so that rather than your customers going to your competitors who are on Google, instead of going to your competitors, they're going to you instead. And that's because you spent a little bit of time and effort in optimizing your Google Maps profile. So let's get into it. So when you go to business.google.com, what you'll see is that you'll see this section here. And I'm going to talk you through all of these points. And let's start off with this one down here, which is edit your profile. And what you see at the top here, you'll see your profile strength. So as much as possible, you want to get that into good. So this particular profile is saying poor, right? So it's got poor strength on it. So you want to get that as good as possible. So what you do is you firstly click on this option here, which is called edit your profile. And edit your profile is all about your business. So what do you want to tell your typical customers about your business? So in this case, I want to use a double glazing company just as an example. So what you do here is firstly type in the name of your business. So you can click on the pencil icon here, and it allows you to edit the name of your business. In this case, Easy Glazing Midlands. Just make sure the name that you put here accurately describes your business, and you're not just putting keywords for the sake of them, because your listing will just get taken down or it'll be demoted. So that's the first thing you got to do. Then what you got to do is you got to click on business category. And now this is what category does your business fall within? So if it's a double glazing company, Google has already got a list of established categories. So you've got to say, out of those categories that you've got, what does your business fit into mostly? So in this case, we've typed in window installation service, and that's our primary category. But then you can add multiple additional categories, like, for example, glazier. And Google does give help in terms of what other categories that you might want to add. For example, window supplier or window tinting service, which clearly is not you, so you don't need to do that. Window cleaning service, again, you don't need to. Window installation service, great, and so on. You get the point, right? So I'm going to click that for now, and then you click on the save button. I'm going to click on the cancel. Then this is really important, right? So what you must do here is you must enter a description for your business. Now, this is what's going to accurately describe your business. So don't go on waffling on about, hey, we're a family-run business, and that's all great. Try to put some hard facts in about your business. More importantly, try to make references to your main keywords. Like if your main thing is double glazing, then make sure you got references of the keywords like double glazing mentioned within your business description. We're a double glazing company based in, and then your location, like Birmingham or London or wherever you're based, right? So then have a breakdown to say, what other related services that you provide. So this is really golden. And what you'll see with Google is that it also gives you some help in terms of how many characters you can be. So in this case, 750 characters long, okay? Now, you don't have to get this right first time round. Just make sure you do it, because you can always amend this information at a later date, okay? Then what you want to do is you want to click your opening times, your opening date. This is when the business was established, so people get to know that, hey, this is a business that's been established for just 1 year or 10 years and so on, okay? Then, more importantly, your phone number. So you type in your phone number, your primary phone number, how you want to be contacted. But then you can also add in secondary phone numbers as well by typing add phone number over here, and it allows you to add in another phone number, because you might have a mobile number and a landline number, or you might have multiple phone numbers. So make sure you add your phone numbers in here. Then you've got this chat option here whereby people can message you directly from the Google Maps page. And if they do, what number do you want your messages to go to? Very importantly, add your website in, right? The amount of profile we see, because we manage a lot of people's Google business profiles, so we get a lot of businesses listed at the top of the Google page within Google Maps, and the amount of profiles that we see that have not even put their website in, it's the most basic thing that you can do. So it's phenomenal. So make sure you put your website in. Then your social proofing. So if you've got other social, Facebook accounts, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, add as much information as possible. Then you add your business location in, that where you're primarily based, okay? So you can click on here and you can type in the exact mainly operates from. Then you've got service area, and service areas, other local areas that you can provide your service within. So you can have multiple of these areas. And then following on from that, what you do is you give your opening hours. So type in your opening hours here, and it's got a few options there. So you can say open with main hours, open with no main hours, and temporary close. So if you're going to go on holiday, for example, you can switch it to temporary close or permanently closed if you're going to shut their business down. Okay. Then you got more information about about the business, like, for example, identified as woman-owned, can I put yes or no? Accessibility. For some businesses, you might have ramps. So if people are visiting your property, people want to know that, hey, is your office or your shop easy to get into? So are there ramps and so on? So you can answer these pieces of information. What amenities that you have, your crowd, the type of how your business ethos is, and then you go on to your parking. Do you have parking available? And if you do, what type of parking? You got your plan. So whether people are going to make an appointment first to come and see you, or whether they can just come in to see you, and then your service options, right? So you can enter all of these. So it's got a whole lot of things. You need to go through them one by one and just tick the most relevant thing to your business. So that's the first thing that you must do to get your business listed within Google Maps. It's absolutely essential that you go through this. And don't forget, you can carry on amending these pieces of information. You don't have to get it right first time round. You can go in and change it at any point in time. Then what you want to do, and again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do so right now. And if you've got any questions about Google Maps, maybe you're already on Google Maps, right? Or maybe you don't know whether you're on Google Maps, or maybe you're thinking, hey, how come so and so is listed above me in Google Maps, but we're not? Because they've just been recently established, but we've been established like 5 years ago. So what's the call there? So if you do have any such questions, drop them in the comments below, or if you want to, get in touch with us and we can help you out. We can even sort this all out for you, because what I'm telling you here is tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to it that goes behind it, but if you've got the base covered, you're on a winner. Then what you do is you can click on read reviews. So on here, you can check out your reviews and just make sure you respond to every review that you get, and then it can show you which reviews you replied to and the ones that you may not have replied to yet. Over here, you can add photos of your business. Now, this again is really important, because what you can do, you can add your cover photo in. So your Google Maps, it's got a cover photo on it. And then you can add a logo, your business logo. So make sure you add all this information in, because when you do, it makes your profile look a lot more credible than your competitors, because half of your competitors will not have done all of this that we're talking about today. So then you can click on the back button here. Then I'm not going to go over advertising at this point in time, but essentially speaking, what advertising is that even though you've got 3 spots, what you can do, you can say to Google, I want to now pay you to show my profile above everybody else's, so you get a sponsored listing at the top, so you can accelerate it. But hey, if as much as possible, try to go for organic free clicks as opposed to paying for clicks wherever possible. This is really important, your products. So what you need to do is you need to add in whatever products you have. So this is really important, because what you can do, you can showcase your latest products and you can add prices in. So you click on here and you can click on get started, and you basically type in your product name, your category, the price, the description, and the link to your website. You can also add in a photo. So if you've got some products, it's absolutely essential, because products are going to make your profile stand out a lot more than just having plain boring text. So if you've got, say for example, some of our customers are building merchants, so they've got things like plasterboards, and they want to showcase those, and they've got wall panels like tongue and groove floorboards and so many different products. So you can list your products within Google Maps, so people can go click on here and go directly to your website and either make a purchase, or if you've got a service-based business, again, you can add the same sort of thing, because people will look at these photos a lot more and then maybe decide to visit you as opposed to buying online, whatever you decide to. Then what you want to do is you want to click on the Q&A section. So these are now common questions that that your customers are typically asking you each time they phone you or they come into your business. So if you, for example, are in the business of double glazing, you might know, hey, the typical question is, how much is double glazing going to cost? So what you can do is you can add that question into here. So what you're doing is you're adding in, but then you're also answering the question, which everybody else can see. So from a Google perspective, this profile is being really helpful because it's answering some very commonly asked questions. And you're also building up your authority, your credibility, because you're the person who's giving advice. So what I suggest is add questions, add the most common questions and answers. So then people look at it and say, yep, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. You know what? I want to talk to this company. So in this case, we've entered, why should I choose UPVC windows for my home in Birmingham? Now you can see it's got keywords in it as well. What are UPVC windows? Okay, or how much would UPV windows cost? Now you can either add the questions in and leave it to other people to answer. But hey, if you're adding the questions in, just give an answer yourself. Other people can also answer the questions as well, but there's no harm in you answering them because you're making your profile more credible. So it's really important that you keep on top of this and working out what are the main questions that people are asking and then answer those questions. So I'm going to close that for now. Now, add an update. So this is, again, really important. So what you do, you can click on add update. Now, every business has got new offers coming on, or it's got new updates and so on. So, hey, your business might have changed, or you might have had a new service, for example, and you want to tell people about it. And if you do want to tell people about it, this is the best place. So you can click on over here. When you click on add product, you get three options. You get add update, add offer, or add event, because you might have an opening event. So if you've got a new product that you're launching, or an update to your existing prices or something like that, or a special deal that you've got on, you can put it inside here. So click on add update, and it's more like you're describing what is the new thing that you've got on, or some valued information that your customers will want to know about. If you've got special offers on, you can click on add special offer, and you can click on here. It's really easy, right? So you can click on this option here and start adding in your special offers. Now, before you start entering all this, you've got to get your profile verified. And what that means is that once you've created your profile, Google want to check that are you a genuine business, and it might ask you for a phone number, or it might send a postal card to your business with a special code on it. And you simply go in Google and say, yep, I've received your card, and this is the code is 1234, and then Google knows, okay, this is a genuine business. So you've got to get verified before you start and having access to a lot of this piece of information. So again, special offers is absolutely brilliant. If you've got an event, you might have an opening event, or you might have a summer event or a winter event. So again, this is the place that you can post that event to, and you're making your profile more useful to your potential audiences or your potential customers. And these are all signals that Google is going to look at when deciding who should I list at the top of the Google page. So these are some of the things that Google will look at. So if you're looking after your Google Maps profile, or as it's now called, Google Business Profile, and that's what it's now called, Google Business Profile. So Google Maps Business Profile is the same thing. So Google will look after you a lot more than your competitors. Now, towards the beginning, I did say that, hey, there's some simple things that you can do which a lot of people are not doing. They've spent a lot of time on their Google profile to get it all listed and get it all ranked and everything else, but they're not asking for reviews. And I'm going to tell you a secret here, right, on how you can accelerate getting reviews for your business. Not only getting reviews, but getting 4 and 5 star original, authentic reviews, genuine reviews. Okay, none of this rubbish that you get from like Fiverr.com or something. So you click on reviews, and again, you've got to get it verified. So what happens here is that over here you can answer reviews. So it's really important that if somebody gives you a review, you answer that review, right? Even if it's a negative review, you do put a comment in it, because Google is going to look at that. It's going to look at your engagement. But not only that, here's a golden tip. It will look for the keywords used within that review. So make sure you've got good quality keywords which are related to your business and your business location within the comments that you give. If somebody gives a negative review, again, don't just ignore it, right? Because it shows that, hey, why haven't they responded to that? Do respond to the review, but at the same time, don't get into a thread of a rally of you replying and them replying back, and then you replying, then them replying back. At some point in time, just draw the line and write in there, if you want to discuss this further, please get in touch with us and we're happy to discuss it with you. Otherwise, it'd be a never-ending battle. And never argue with anyone over the web, because it's a dangerous place and anyone can comments about your business. So always be nice to people as much as you can. Now here it is. Now you want to get as many, first of all, you want to get as many reviews as possible. And that's the first thing, right? So as many reviews as possible on a consistent basis, not just all in one go, but on a regular basis. So you distribute them. So you're getting a few every day, or a few every week, or a few every month, but on a consistent basis, not just like a surge of 20 leads and then no leads for like 6 months. You don't want that. You want consistency. Okay. Make sure you respond to every review and try to get as many 4 and 5-star reviews as possible, because that's an indication, again, that your business should be chosen over your competitors. Now, here's the key. Getting reviews isn't the easiest of things, okay? It could be really difficult. Asking your customers on how to give you a review, what website they need to go to, and what do they type into the review, and so on. It can be a bit dangerous. And then not only that, but you want to showcase your review on your website. So what you can do, you can use special tools. Like, for example, here is a tool called Reviews Bundle. And with reviewsbundle.com, what they provide you is a special tool. They give you a suite of tools whereby you can easily collect reviews, genuine reviews from your customers very, very, very quickly, because they give you a QR code, a special QR code branded for your business. They give you a special tap and rate card whereby people can just simply get a card, tap it onto your phone, and it takes you straight into the review page. But not only that, but a service like Reviews Bundle, what it does is it helps you to get reviews from previous customers. So if you've got a database of, hey, for example, we installed Windows for like 1,000 customers, or we've fixed so many car engines or done so many car MOTs, but why not all ask them for reviews, right? So using a tool like reviewsbundle.com, you can add in all the email addresses or your phone numbers, and it will go out and say, hey, Mr. Jones, or whatever your name is, we helped you not so long ago. We did you a car MOT. How do you find our service? Now, here's the golden thing about this tool. This is the absolute magical thing. What happens is, if people give 4 and 5-star reviews, those get published straight onto Google. But if they give a 1, 2, or 3-star review, rather than that review getting published straight onto Google, that person is able to give feedback as to why they gave a 1, 2, or 3-star review. So then that comment comes straight to yourself rather than getting published onto Google. So now you're collecting more 4 and 5-star reviews as opposed to 1, 2, 3-star reviews. Not only that, but with a product like, for example, reviewsbundle.com, they'll give you a widget whereby you can display your latest reviews and only the 4 and 5-star reviews on your website, so that your website is constantly kept up to date with 4 and 5-star reviews. Guys, was that helpful? And if it was helpful, have you subscribed? That's the first thing. Have you subscribed to my channel? Hit the subscribe button. Give me your comments. Let me know what's your experience about getting reviews, because I've tried to make this basic tutorial on how I can get listed on Google Maps, so that it's very easy to understand, and it is at a fairly basic stage, but there's a lot more that you can do with it, right? You might be struggling. You might be thinking, we're not getting enough reviews, or we're not listed on the Google page, in which case get in touch with us and let me know in the comments below what you've already tried, what's worked and what has not worked. There's so many more things that we can do, right? Get in touch, subscribe to the channel, because I help channels or businesses just like yours to get more reviews, more leads, more sales flowing into your business, and developing strategies, whether they're Google Maps strategies, or whether Google Ads, or search engine optimization, or GEO, even, because that's the new generative engine optimization. There's a lot of ways that we can help you to get leads into your business. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. Please do drop your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on another video. Goodbye for now.